Hello and welcome to this edition of the Grow With Moin Podcast. I am your host, Moin Zafar, and welcome to the show. For those of you who do not know, once again, guys, the podcast is now on YouTube. You can put a face to the voice or voices when I do have guests every week. So do check it out, subscribe to the channel, like it, comment, share, do whatever you want. So today I want to talk to you guys about something very simple, and it's about being your biggest cheerleader. And it was something that was triggered in me when I was on this podcast, and it was run by a 22-year-old, and he's been running a business for a couple of years. And he was asking me, or he was telling me, like, Moin, I should be doing these things, but sometimes I don't do them. And what advice do you have for me? And to me, the biggest piece of advice I could give was like, be kind to yourself, man. Be your biggest cheerleader. Like, if you do not have a friendly relationship with the voice inside your head, then how can you expect the world around you to be kind to you, right? So what does that even mean? It's when, let's say I have a gratitude practice, I'm committed to doing it every day. One day I miss it. Do I hold that against me completely for the next day or the week? I was like, man, I committed to this and I missed it. Or do I go like, okay, yeah, you missed it. Let's get back on it the day after. There's a difference between those kinds of relationships. It's not about not holding yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable, but do the practice as consistently as possible. And it should make you feel good. But if that feeling of feeling good is not there, and it's just like a pressure you're putting on yourself, like an oppression, I should oppress, then what's the point? Then don't do it, right? So to me, that relationship, the process of being happy and content with what you're doing is so important. And my advice to anyone who's, either running a podcast or starting a business or thinking about doing something, just know that idea or that inspiration to start something, to be doing something, comes from a place of deep self-belief. If you're young and if you're running a show and have a business or whatever it is that you're passionate about, you're doing, you wouldn't be doing it if you did not have any ounce of self-belief in you. So my thing that I said to the 22-year-old was that, man, you're running this podcast show at 22. At 22, I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do with my life. So reward yourself for this. Just know that you have an immense amount of self-belief and you're on the right track. And just be kind to yourself, man. On this journey, this process, just know that sometimes things take time, sometimes they don't, and that's a very low percentage, but sometimes it takes time, and you might as well be happy and content with yourself and develop a good relationship with yourself as you get older. If you were to get $1 million in your account today, right? It wouldn't change the relationship you have with yourself. It wouldn't change the voices. It wouldn't help with the depression or anxiety or whatever limiting patterns that you run. You just have money now. But the relationship that you have with yourself, the amount of self-awareness or the quality of your relationship, the quality of life, yeah, you can be more comfortable. But I'm talking about the relationship that you have here. That this is the real work. It's nice to have money. It's good to have money. But even when you do have money, and you've heard this from a lot of famous people, coming up on social media, that it's not the answer. And there's an ounce of truth to it. It's because the level of personal development, the relationship that you have, how happy you are at any given time is worth far more than the balance in your account. And that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of the Grow With Moin Podcast. I gotta say that I am still doing the 30-minute conversations, the free conversations I'm offering to people, where I will help you find out if you're someone who's struggling with manifesting a great idea. You have this great idea and then you're like stuck after that. I can pinpoint to you what your barriers are and help you progress towards your dreams. So if this resonates with you, reach out and we can have a conversation. Once again, not selling you anything on here. I'm using my personal and professional experience to add much value as I can to you. So if it's something that is interest to you, hop on to a 30-minute call, message me. This is only available until the end of the year. So make the most of it. Once again, no commitment, no sales here. Just me adding value to another human being's life. Thanks guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next week.